nowhere to go. He got out of a sack, but then the Chiefs surround him, and now the Bears will have to punt it away.
A lot going on up there. We're going to check back in.
You think? Here's Mahomes on a play fake. Firing over the middle. He's caught by Sky Moore. Inside the 15. Stevenson's back in a corner for the Bears. That's good news. Mahomes on the fake. Little flip. McKinnon gonna walk in. Touchdown, Kansas City.
Great play design. They bring Sky Moore across on the jet sweep, and they just turn it into a little jet sweep counter, little inside flip. It's really well done.
3rd and 6. Pressure coming. Fields in trouble. And he is sacked. Chris Jones. We start the second quarter. 3rd and 2 for Patrick Mahomes. Blitz coming. Picked up road. Travis Kelce. Wide open. Easy pitch and catch and a first down for Kansas City.
You can't account for the improv of Kelce and Mahomes. It's what makes them such a challenge.
Gonna run it here. Pacheco back in. Gets a great block. Pacheco motoring inside the 30 and a big-time run. Jaquan Brisker back in the game. It's good news for the Bears, number 9. He's gonna run it. Edwards-Helaire. Close. No signal yet. He's in. Touchdown.
Accustomed to. Take a look here at the Clyde Edwards-Helaire. Originally, the Bears had him stopped. Really nice effort here by the offensive line. Noah Gray, Creed Humphrey. Because right now, when they go zone, there's a lot of space.
Mahomes. Little pressure. Steps away. Floats one deep down the far sideline. And is caught. Beauty to Justin Watson. Here is Pacheco, right side again. It's working all day, and it's working again as Pacheco has another first down.
At some point, they might have to dial up some second-level pressure to try to get to him.
Mahomes, wide open McKinnon. He's in again. Touchdown, Chiefs.
Then Andy Reid watched a little rub here that Rice does. They send him in jet. And McKinnon just sneaks right out. It's man coverage. Jaquan Brisker.
Blitz coming. Just get it out to Herbert. It looks for a block. Out to the original script. He lost the ball. Still loose. Kansas City's got it. Willie Day. It's only the second target for Moore. Fields is only 3 of 6 for 35 yards passing. Stands in and delivers here. Tipped, and it's intercepted. It is picked off. Mike Edwards, a former Buck, has it. Draw. Pacheco walks in. Touchdown. Four-man rush. Plenty of time. Mahomes just going to take off and tiptoe inbounds. First down and out of bounds to stop the clock with 27 seconds in the half. 18 seconds in the half now. Mahomes says, you know what, I'm going to go over the middle and go to Watson this time, down near the 40. Right around a first down. They're going to mark him a yard short. Now penalty flies, and now Mahomes is hurt.
What was different with the offense? They executed.
Yeah, they did. Fields in trouble with a blitz, and he's taken down again. Mike Dana gets home. 3rd sack of the day for the Chiefs. 3rd and 7. Blitz coming, and it's picked up. Mahomes going deep. Marquez Valdez-Scantling makes the grab. Cuts back inside the 25. 11th play of the drive. Mahomes lofting end zone. There it is. A touchdown to Kelce.
Well, 2 plays in a row. Andy Reid's trying to get his best player the ball, and just a great little nod shake route down in the goal line. And
Welcome in to another Victory Monday on week 3 of the Red Hour season 5 from our new location, Chicken and Pickle in North Kansas City on North Burlington. How are you doing? Welcome in. Happy Monday. We will start the show swiftly, but first I need to introduce the panel.
You did there.
Yeah. To my left, cousin, bet you $1 he won't.
Bet you $1.
Bet you $1 he will. This is Darren Smith. What's up?
I know, man. I'm doing good, man. Just thinking about the road trips we got the next couple of weeks.
Yep. To my right, Professor Wall Street himself, nephew Steve Walls.
What's happening?
What's good?
Not much, man.
Do you remember last week when I looked at you when you said 30-something? I was like, you sure you don't want to go higher?
I mean, they covered the spread in Darren's words.
I knew they were going to do way more than 30 points on this Bears team.
Yeah, they had to, though.
Yeah. Speaking of, Colorado got whooped all over this weekend.
They did.
Well, we'll talk about that other loss in just a little bit because it was just as bad.
I can't. You know what? I can't wait to talk about that because somebody still feels like somebody on a Colorado team has it.
Has what?
They don't have nothing.
Oh, okay. To my far right,
Stand away from that one.
we're going to call him Mr. Moisturizer. The one and only infamous DJ Q. What's up, bro?
It's like this is like a nicknames that goes in and out. 1 week is moisturized, 1 week is unmoisturized.
It all depends on how the play went this weekend.
Yeah, okay. So it's a fluid nickname.
It absolutely is.
This nickname is non-binary.
It moves.
Wow.
Today you recognize as moist. You identify as moist. There it is. And your team is playing. Pause. Your team is playing on Monday Night Football tonight. The Philadelphia Eagles and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. But there's also another Monday Night Football game later on. The Rams and the Bengals will go at it. And your boy is still nursing a calf injury, so we'll see what happens to Big Bang Burrow tonight.
Are they doing this double header thing like all season?
And I was going to ask that
I
question.
think it's just
This week.
I think
Just the last week?
That's last week.
Okay, yeah, because I'm
over it.
I feel overwhelmed on
Yeah.
Mondays now. Like 2 games, all right.
I thought the more the merrier. I guess.
No.
Okay.
I was confused when they started that Colorado game a couple weeks ago at 9:00 at night. I'm like, this, and then it went into double overtime. I'm like, what in the Sam hell?
Imagine being on the East Coast.
My thing is, why can't they play the games? Like start one at 5 and then the other one at 7, except they're going like
TV.
at the same time.
TV blocks.
It doesn't matter.
First of all, there's a writer's strike, so there's nothing to block.
Not everything's a writer.
right.
I don't know how long you think it takes to make a TV show when the writers are on strike, but they're definitely not going to be ready to go with new programming next week.
I get that, but they did settle. I mean, they
So tomorrow you're gonna get a new Power episode.
That's gonna be Friday. That's gonna be Friday because they already recorded those. Those already in the can.
I bet you they don't.
They were sleeping with their notepads.
Right. Time to go back to work. We gotta make sure we had this ready because when we come off strike, well, we gotta launch. Let's go.
Because the essential workers were the ones who were striking in this strike. So the crews and the writers and but yeah, Monday Night Football tonight, Eagles Bucks, which is still 0-0 at the moment, and then the Rams Bengals in a little bit. But we are here to talk about the Chiefs' big victory yesterday over the Chicago Bears yesterday, 41-10. So, couple of things about this game yesterday. One, what do we know about Mahomes' ankle? Because he rolled it again.
I think he's all right.
He's fine.
Yeah.
And he had plenty of time to rest because they took him out and, he was just chilling at that point.
Yeah.
He had every reason to be pissed about it, though, because the dude did that on purpose.
I don't think it was on purpose.
But
I think it was like a bang bang thing where he didn't do it on purpose.
If you looked at the replay,
I was going to say he hit him, but then he had his ankle a little bit extra time. It was like pulling him off and then kind of let go. So he did have his ankle, and he knew he had his ankle at that point. But I see what you're saying, but I don't think it was purpose. But I was kind of like, I hit him with, I got his ankle. Yeah. I still got his ankle. I think I'll let it go.
What better way to make a name for yourself is taking out Patrick Mahomes.
But we all know that you can't take him out. They taped that mug up. And,
what was the guy's name that knocked Brady out in the first game of the season? That was Bernard Pollard. Where did that get him? Nowhere. Make your name for yourself?
Well, he did go to the Patriots right after that, didn't he? I think he went to the Patriots literally right after that, and then he ended up in Baltimore. But it was something like that.
Walking, Steve.
Take what back? Nah, he didn't get nowhere. I mean,
he's
making
not a
an
big name.
announcement
He got some extra contracts, so he did something.
by taking out Tom Brady.
Yeah, I don't think that it was because of Tom Brady. Like,
It's like you took out Tom. You're gonna come
Like
to the
so-
Patriots now so we can keep our eye on you.
Exactly.
like Patrick isn't even the most hated quarterback. Like, it's still
He ain't
Russell
gotta be
Wilson.
hated.
He's hated by other quarterbacks,
Yeah.
but not so much by the leagues.
Yeah.
And the Taylors took over the football game yesterday. Taylor Swift and Jawan Taylor.
Ooh.
That's
So-
a good one. Man, you worked on how long you work on that?
I read as well.
It'll work, I hope.
So Taylor Swift, let's go ahead and get it out the way. Big deal. Look up, and she sit next to Mama Kelsey, and it's been going back and forth. Are they? Aren't they? And they pulled out of Arrowhead yesterday in a convertible, and then pulled up at another spot later on that night and enjoyed themselves. So I guess we have what I've been calling them trailer.
Yeah.
I could take that so many different directions.
Yeah, the trailers. So
You know what? Here's the thing about it. You always need that little something extra with the Chiefs. You do. Like you get. I mean, you talk about Brittany and Patrick. Now you're getting Travis and
you cannot compare
You
Brittany
know, we
and
call
Patrick.
those just.
Well, I mean,
Travis
you always get
and
something
Taylor
relationship
Swift.
wise.
But you didn't even know Nas was at the game yesterday.
Which Nas?
The rapper Nas.
Oh, really? And we spent okay.
Okay,
we spent
first of
what?
all, if the
If I
commentators
speak.
would have moved the camera on to Nas accidentally, they wouldn't have known who he was because they don't know
No.
Nas.
Right.
Because they would have been like, "Oh, Trick Daddy." What? Like,
Hey,
what?
Tupac's in the stands.
Yeah, like,
Nah,
what?
like what was he doing here?
He wasn't. I was just saying, they
Oh,
spent so much
see?
time talking
Oh,
about absolutely.
Here we go.
They spent so
That's
much time
what-
talking about absolutely nothing with Taylor Swift being there,
Yeah, you go for it.
But
No, but
the
to,
game was already at that point, so they
But
needed
to-
something else to talk about.
but to Steve's point, I think with the Chiefs having a lot of these later games and not that noon game, you start to see more of this. Like the Chiefs have always had stars visiting them at the
Oh,
time.
okay.
Like Rasheed Wallace is still
A
one of the
huge
biggest
Chiefs
Chiefs
fan.
fans.
Yeah.
And he's been coming here for years for home games. And I mean, they may have given him mentions during a broadcast here or there, but yesterday was egregious.
Yeah,
And I
Was
think
it?
we can.
but
It was egregious.
they spent a lot.
It was
of time.
egregious.
Listen,
we wasn't paying attention to the TV broadcast.
right.
So
But let me tell you something. This is how I know it was egregious because, and $2 word, good for you today.
Yeah,
Um,
I'll take it. I'll take it.
Patrick Mahomes' ankle was rolled.
Yeah.
They only mentioned it one time.
Yeah.
They never came back and told us what happened. They just said, "Hey,
Yeah.
you got it wrapped up," and they moved on. But they talked about Taylor Swift
And then
27
So
times.
so my question is that the Chiefs' fault or is that the NFL? Is that a network fault? Darren mentioned networks earlier.
Well, no,
Is
that
that
was
a Chiefs or network fault?
no. This the media as a whole was
Period.
complicit in this
Period.
because
I don't
for
see that. We had nothing to do with
Is that the Chiefs?
No,
But
even-
that's
and
my
I'm not
question, though,
saying
like-
I'm not saying you all, but I'm saying like the media as a whole, because even it was almost 2 weeks leading up to it. It's like, oh, is she gonna show up? Oh, is this really a thing?
Well,
Just
I
off of
think
them
Kevin, he
flirting.
just
the
mentioned it
biggest
last week, but-
biggest artist in the world is
No,
at the
I
Chiefs
get-
game, and
Yes, I
First of
get
all,
that.
biggest artist in the
Hey,
world is
it-
Keith Murray. So let's.
Yeah,
I saw you
I
Beyonce,
get
but
that.
whatever.
Steve, I get the,
You're not
the-
allowed to say the B word on this show.
I get the weight of her celebrity.
yeah, that's all it is.
But when you look back at it, how long they talked about it and like hyped this up, and then she gets there
Since
and then
July,
all they
since she was here.
and that's what I'm saying. Like this just seems so manufactured. Like I feel like this is a soft launch for her. Like
And
Super
you know
Bowl
what's even worse?
halftime announcement.
We already spent too much time talking about it.
exactly.
We talked about Usher. I mean,
So
Usher,
let's move to the other Taylor, Jawan Taylor, and this whole the way he lines up and calling the offside penalties now because it was brought up in week 1 and now it seems to be a factor. Are we going to get a Brady rule out of this?
I don't know. It's to me, it's odd because I saw the Chiefs fanfare on Twitter today with the screenshots of the different Dallas Cowboys lineups, and that's odd. Like I know y'all say I hate on y'all a lot, but like that was odd. Like, and that's something worth calling out because even I think they said Patrick and Andy had something to say after the game. Like, how does that happen? But then you bring him out of the game intentionally just to see if they call it again.
And they don't.
And they don't. Like,
Here's
And
the
he
thing
set
about
up
that.
purposely in that same position.
But here's the
just to
thing
see.
about it. But here's the thing about it. You're lined up, right? You're lined up wrong, right? If I'm a wide receiver, and I know you're closer to the ref, but if I'm a wide receiver and I'm lining up off the line of scrimmage, you always check, like, am I lined up correctly? Why don't I said this too yesterday? So don't sit there and act like you're the only one that said it.
I said to you, so
No. I said this to you. We both talked about it yesterday. So don't
Okay.
act like.
Okay.
And I said that you can check, like, you're lining up wrong. If it's wrong, it's wrong.
There's also a communication issue when you look at from where the tackle box is to
Right.
where
Right.
the nearest official is on the sideline.
But he's on the edge. It's not like he's an interior, like he's
Nah.
on the edge. You can look down.
So
good?
Steve, in the
Am I good?
in the loudest stadium in the world, you
It
want
don't
him
matter.
to do that?
It don't matter because all you have to do,
Like-
all you have to do is look at the ref. The ref can give you a thumbs up or thumbs down. If you
And your depth perception is going to be off with the color of the
And-
helmet and the sunlight beaming off
and
of it.
even-
And just
yes,
some
and
bunch of
even-
factors.
Even then, like, wide receivers don't even be lining up when
No.
they're checking with them right.
No.
Like sometimes, so that's like
And I've been watching how
There's a-
some of these corners are doing that XFL move where they drop back and dart forward and drop back right before the ball is hiked, and so they can take off and be, you know what I'm saying? So we're gonna call and start nitpicking.
Yeah, it's, to me, if you're lining up wrong, you're just lining up wrong. There's no gray area. Like he lined up wrong.
Okay, but it got gray when we pulled him out and then put somebody else in the same
and did
position.
the same
no
position.
call.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
that's targeting.
Yeah.
Like, but we can't throw a flag at the
but
ref.
even if it's targeted, here's the serious
That would
point.
be a cool rule.
Even if it's targeted,
Travis has already
you
done
still
it.
have you still have to make adjustments though, because if you don't, it doesn't matter how fans feel about it. If they're going to keep flagging him, they got to make some adjustments, because otherwise it's going to happen at the worst time possible, and it could cost the Chiefs,
And
field position, cost them a game or whatever.
and on top of that, you're getting all the media that has been talking about it. The first 2 weeks, and referees.
literally since week one.
Yeah,
I
Yeah.
and the
But
refs get rated.
Offensive
the
linemen
refs
should
get
never be the
rated.
focal point.
Yeah, the refs get rated each and every week, right? On whether they're making a call, whether they're not making a call. They get rated by
Because in
the coaches and everything.
In
So
week two,
you got to make the call.
in week 2 is when they announced that it would be an emphasis from this point forward.
Yeah,
But we have we seen this
Well,
call?
no,
But
You know,
only
no,
an
no,
emphasis
no,
on
it
Jawan,
was-
because apparently they're not on everybody.
No,
That's
it
what I'm
was-
saying.
It
We
was
haven't
in week
seen
one because of the Thursday night
Week
game.
two.
No, but
Yeah.
I'm saying in the Thursday night game, they said it was going to be a point of emphasis going into week one, going into the Sunday game. So it happened right after the Thursday night game.
But still, he's the target. Not many other have been receiving.
Yeah,
any
like, that's
type of flags.
odd.
They've got to nip it in the bud, otherwise it's going to cost them.
Yeah, it's going to be a
Down the
thing.
road. D Ford, all of those. Remember those guys?
Yeah, it is time for our first break. We are here at our new location, Chicken and Pickle in the Northland on North Burlington. So if you want to watch one of the Monday Night Football games, you're more than welcome to come down and join us. It is burger night, so you can get one of their good burgers at a discount. If you've never had Chicken and Pickle, they do have chicken.
Mhm.
Not so much pickles, because the pickles stand for pickleball. So if you want to play some pickleball or whatever, come and enjoy yourself here at Chicken and Pickle in the Northland. Season 5 of the Red Hour will be back. We're talking more Chiefs football. We're talking Dolphins. We're talking Buffaloes. We're talking dumpster fires. It's all happening right here. It's the Red Hour. Back in moments. And we're back. It's the Red Hour, live at Chicken and Pickle in the Northland. You can follow them at Chicken and Pickle North Kansas City on Facebook. Don't forget to tell your friends to like us on Facebook. You can also watch us on YouTube Live. We're talking Chiefs football with the crew, Darren, Steve, Q, and myself. Monday Night Football doubleheader tonight. Eagles, Bucks, Rams, Bengals later on. We already got the Taylor stuff out of the way, but let's talk about
Hold on real quick. You got people thinking Nas is really at the game yesterday.
Yeah,
no, Nas is not at the game yesterday.
That we know of.
It's like, that's sad. Why didn't they show that? Why was he in town?
dude.
Croy, sorry.
And again, if he was and they panned the camera, they would have never like recognized him as Nas. They would have just been like,
Nah.
"Hey, Bill Cosby's
They're
at
like,
the game."
oh, Jay-Z's here a week before the Renaissance tour.
Right. They'd have been like Alvin, Albert Breer talking about, is that Dennis Rodman next to Taylor Swift?
They did say it was They thought it was Dennis
Like,
Rodman.
yeah.
That was
That's
ridiculous.
And there was no way he was too tame to be Dennis Rodman. The hair, everything.
Yeah.
So let's go ahead and talk about this Colorado Buffalo game real quick. Deion Sanders, who I've never been a fan of Deion.
Really?
Never been a fan of Deion's.
Really?
Well, one, he didn't play for no team that I was rooting for, one. And two, the flashy, loud, noisy nonsense, even though he proved it, I'm like,
that's a distractor
just-
for you. Okay.
just shut up and play, dude. One of the
Get off
sports.
my lawn.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, but
Dang.
I'm like that about everything.
That is
I just don't like a bunch of
Clearly.
extra.
You said Beyonce's concert was a circus, but that's a whole
No,
nother-
the Universal Circus. Let's be specific. There's a difference between Ringling Brothers and Universal Circus. And she's definitely the ringmaster of the Universal Circus. But Deion and what he has done when he moved to an HBCU to coach and what he's doing now, he's giving these kids something that they would have never gotten under any other program. So I get it. But the people who are attacking Deion, and you see a lot of commentators doing it like, oh, I hope he loses. I hope he loses big. And just, you're not attacking Deion, the man, because he is coaching a college program. You're attacking that program and these kids who are trying to do what they're trying to do. And I know they're trying to make it bigger because of Deion's noise, which is why, again, I don't like that kind of stuff because you put the onus on where it doesn't belong.
The crazy thing is Deion inviting all of this attention? Because I feel like he's doing exactly what's supposed to be done. Like the spring game being selling more tickets than the previous 3 years.
And that's fine.
Like,
but
I think he to answer your question, I think he is inviting the attention.
How?
Well, he's
Deion,
anytime.
That's what I'm saying.
So
That
he's
it's coming to him.
He's
No.
employed his son to run their Facebook account, to run all of their social media, and
That's what you're supposed to do, though. You give your
but that's inviting
kids a job.
that's inviting the attention. If you didn't want it, then you wouldn't put yourself out there like that.
And here's the thing.
No,
Have you seen any other coach in college football making that kind of noise? I mean, winning programs or just anybody being as flashy.
coaches,
But they're
and
not
all
Deion.
of this.
That's who
No,
he's at.
and that's
He was at FSU.
I'm not, and I could
No, I'm saying
make
that's Sean's point.
I could make the case for Sydney Carter at Texas. Like you have her, she has the team photographers and videographers preparing content for her to post. Like, yes, we are in a
But she
social
Preparing
she
content
separates
for them
that
to
from
post
the team,
is
though.
one thing, but making noise about stuff so you will have content, like creating content, like the whole sunglasses
That's
thing after the
the-
coach said something. Like if
That's
the
smart.
NIL era we're in.
it's Deion, and but
That's smart. PR.
Deion's been
Yeah.
doing this since the 80s. This is not the NIL
Yes.
era that we're in. This has just been Deion and the whole flash and noise thing.
but that
Just-
part of it is bulletin board material. Like they gave them
Absolutely.
a way for them to get hype for them.
And
to
it's
go
good for
out there and play.
Colorado because
Yeah.
it's like permanent clickbait now because every week somebody's going to attack him and he's going to respond and it's going to be a thing. And then you got people liking the Colorado Facebook page now and follow him just so you can see the nonsense. But my thing is,
I didn't know they had a Facebook.
I'm sure they have all kind of social media platforms,
No,
just to, but just, dude, just coach. If it was one of the players making the noise, then I'd get it because this is what they do.
No, the players are making the noise.
Shador.
Travis Hunter has a deal with Bleacher Report where he
Podcast,
live streams like 2-3 times a week. Like
That's NIL though.
I mean, but still, like this is the economy. We're in an attention economy. So
of course.
yes,
Of course.
Yeah, but again, if it's the players doing it, it's one thing. But it's your coach out there like, oh, you don't stand up and talk to grown men. Well, my mom, you bring your mama into the locker room now to give pregame speeches, and then you passing out sunglasses to everybody. He's creating a space that's bigger than the Colorado program unnecessarily. So when he is attacked and then he's complaining that he's being attacked, then shut up. He has been.
You can't blame him for being attacked.
You
Think
can't.
about the coach. I mean, think about the coach this Saturday talking about doing stuff for clicks. I mean, he let ESPN in the locker room so he could do his speech for clicks.
Yeah, Bill Self has a weekly radio show, and they create content for that. Like,
Was it Chalk Talk or something?
yeah, but we don't. But
I don't know.
people don't. But people don't do that because he doesn't receive the vitriol nationwide. Like, yeah, you hear it from K-State fans and MU fans and all that, and I think that's literally what it is. And Sean admitted to it. Like, he doesn't like the braggadocious, and I think that's what people hate. They hate that confidence for whatever reason it is. But people hate that confidence, and it gets. Like you said, it bleeds over into the players.
I don't hate Patrick Mahomes' confidence. He does it in a manner that seems a little bit more classy and understated than what Deion does.
Just PC.
Yeah.
It's PC.
And that's literally all it is, because he doesn't even like talk stuff like out loud. Like he does stuff
he's
like
starting
counts,
to now.
he counts touchdowns
That
and
was
stuff.
that was 2 years ago, Patrick.
Or when
not the new Patrick.
or when he scores a touchdown and he's on his sideline. I'm here. Like, but there's no like, we don't.
That is the worst Patrick Mahomes impression ever.
Well, that was actually Kermit.
Kermit,
the Frog,
it's the
but,
same tomatoes,
thing,
tomatoes.
same thing. But no, we don't see him like how we saw Chad Ocho like 10, 12 years ago, talking and kind of baiting different players. The different D-backs that he's facing, having the D-back board. Like, we don't see Travis. We don't see Patrick do any of that. So it's like we don't see him being braggadocious.
And we don't really see any players like that. Because imagine if Ocho Cinco was doing that now with this platform like it is. It would be very Deion-esque.
You have some players, but now like a lot of those players, they do it on Twitter because they know that's where the engagement is going to be. Like that, their Instagram is for all the pretty polished stuff.
I'm going to find a way to articulate exactly what I'm talking about, because you are softening the edges of what I'm saying, and it's not coming across.
I mean, I literally think it's just how like confident he is in himself, and I think
and that's what cost him. I think that's what cost him the game on this past week. It really did.
You think the confidence does?
Oh, he got them. He got them overly like.
I think it's a team. I think it.
Oregon's a better team. Oregon's a better team, right? But I feel like they didn't come into this game with the same hunger that they did in any of the other games.
Coach
that they
Prime
played.
Needs to keep.
They didn't come. It was a totally different team.
It's tough when you face a team like this Oregon team that I don't know how long that these starters have been together, but even just looking at some of the plays, a lot of at the line of scrimmage, they lost on both sides of the ball.
I'm talking at the beginning of the game. You didn't come into the game with the same energy, and then there were talks about them being at the walking on the Oregon Duck at the beginning of just Colorado, walking on the Oregon Duck at the beginning of the game. That's the stuff that other teams do to you. You don't go out there and initiate it.
Coach
so
Prime,
that means that they're overly confident.
Coach Prime needs to keep 10 toes down and just coach. Is it too soon for that? All right, so we're going to move on.
Here we go.
The Dolphins yesterday played a very weak Denver Broncos team, and they ran up the score ridiculously, 70-20 yesterday. So there's a lot of talk about Coach in Miami, just like, let's go, keep it going, just run it up. Do you think that's good or bad?
I think it's good.
I think it's good. I mean, and it kind of put the spotlight on Sean Payton, to be quite honest.
And spotlight was already on Sean Payton. I told y'all this get into the season. Sean Payton was not going to be the answer to Denver because Russell Wilson is not the answer in Denver.
No, here's my only problem with that. People compare, since two offensive minded teams, minded coaches. People compare the Dolphins and the Chiefs. And so people are like, well, the Dolphins scored 70 points. Well, Chiefs, what are you going to do? So the Chiefs come out there and score 40. They pull Patrick out. And it's like, oh, well, the Dolphins still scored 70. So but the Dolphins kept their quarterback in until up and through the fourth quarter.
Okay, Steve, but
Like I'm just saying.
But let's not act like
that's beating down a dog when it's already done.
But also, let's not act like the Dolphins' wide receiver room is not head and shoulders above the wide receiver room that is local.
They have one player that's better than.
They got 2 players.
Okay.
Jalen Waddle.
Exactly.
Don't play, Steve.
So you're trying to play. You're trying to play stupid.
I mean, like they have one. They have one.
No, they have one.
Steve,
They got 2.
They have one.
And again, I say, they played Denver.
Okay, but the Chiefs played the Bears.
And the Chiefs played the Bears. And again, Coach Reed is not that coach. If we had an aggressive coach in the Chiefs, the score would have been 100-0 yesterday because they wouldn't have put anybody out.
You're right. Keep Patrick in there. You don't get 2 interceptions.
I don't think there was more aggression in their play calling. I mean, you seen them bust like a couple of 70-yard runs. It's like, what are you going to do? What are you going to do? Like 50 yards? Okay, since we're already up 50.
And that's what I'm saying. You saw the Chiefs do like blatant stuff like let's run Clyde Edwards-Helaire up the middle. And then I'm saying let's put in Blake Gabbert. Let's slow down this train. We tried.
We counted down the score. The score should have been 50. Over 50.
Yeah, to nothing.
To 0.
To nothing.
Darren, you know that. We talked about it at the game.
Well, we talked about, of course, the one that got called back.
Yeah.
But I get it. I mean, hold on now.
I can't believe this other Monday Night Football game.
You were the one that was talking about leave Patrick in there, too, though.
I did say that. I'm like, run it up.
and I said take him out because of what happened with his ankle.
And my thing is, it's a football game. It's a football team. You're here to score. And if you continue to score, just continue to score.
Well,
that's their fault that they can't stop you.
Exactly.
They had 50 points before the third quarter.
Yes.
Yes.
Like, come on now.
Hold on. Now, if I remember,
do you take Tua and your starters out, or do you keep them in going up through the fourth quarter?
No, it's early in the season.
If I remember correctly, Bill Belichick, the year that they went to Super Bowl with Randy Moss, I think they put up like 63 against the Dolphins in the year. I mean, hell, he was letting them run the score up. So I mean,
well, and Bill Belichick is that coach, though.
And you have to.
He would definitely get you 200-0.
Yeah,
you have to stop it because now we're at a point where, and I feel like they talked about this in week 1, where Tua was more comfortable with like calling his own audibles and things like that. So then when you get chances like this against teams like this that have a busting coverage every play, and it's like, but here's I'm going to expose that.
Here's the thing about that, though. You keep Tua in the game. You keep Tyreek in the game. And then you get things that happen like Patrick getting his ankle rolled up on purpose, like y'all said, right? And then it's a questionable thing. And then it's like, oh, well, why'd you leave him in the game so long? You were up 50 points going into the third quarter.
I mean, they scored 20 points.
I'm just saying.
But for the Dolphins, it would have been smarter for them to pull Tua out and put the backup quarterback in because Tua's going to go down eventually, and they're going to need to know what that backup quarterback is capable of.
It doesn't make any sense.
A great chance to do it.
It doesn't make any sense, to be honest.
I'm just saying.
Killing me.
All right, speaking of DJ Q's Super Bowl pick, the Dolphins just being relentless yesterday. How did yours do, Steve? All right, we're going to take another break right now, and we'll be back.
They still there. They still in there.
John,
that was an embarrassing loss yesterday. The Philadelphia Eagles are up on top of the Bucks 3-0 right now.
Guard. You did. I was like, what?
And the Cincinnati Bengal game is about to start. The Bengals and the Rams. Doubleheader Monday Night Football live from Chicken and Pickle. We're here in the Northland. It is the Red Hour. We'll be back in moments. are back from Chicken and Pickle in the Northland. We are here for season 5 of the Red Hour, week 3, talking about that Chiefs 41-10 trumping of the Chicago Bears. And for all the Chicago fans that made their way to Kansas City for that
A
game,
lot of them.
I hope y'all got some good barbecue and something else to do that was fun.
I brought in a DJ from Chicago this weekend, so I know a couple of people from Chicago end up coming in and checking that out. So at least they had that.
So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The next 5 Chiefs games are against losing squads: the Vikings, the Broncos, the Chargers, the Broncos again.
I like that.
Do
So-
you?
I do.
You like that many division games like that?
Oh,
I mean, it is what it is. If they were competitive, it'd be a whole different thing.
So
but
you don't think any of those games would be
No.
competitive?
I don't.
The
Okay.
Chargers
honestly.
game will be at least stat wise for Boy Wonder, but I think the Chiefs still win it.
Honestly, I don't. I think
Okay.
these next 5 games will be a breeze.
Okay.
Wow.
I honestly do.
okay.
I'm not gonna say a breeze, but I do think they go into the Germany game with just one loss,
So-
and that's the one they have already.
This team's defense is better than any Chiefs defense we've had in a very long time.
Yep.
Big facts.
Okay.
Agree.
So
This
better-
offense,
Okay.
yeah,
Okay.
no, this is definitely one of the better defenses.
No, this is the best.
the best defense we've had in before the Patrick Mahomes era. Period.
I give you that. Yeah.
Yeah. Period.
I mean, statistically, I can't think of a better defense that the Chiefs have had thus far. I mean,
They,
granted, it's 3 games this season, but still, I can't.
And usually, again, this early in the season, they don't show up
So
till
that-
like week 5.
What was that year? I think it was 2013-14 when Justin Houston and Tomba was going crazy. It's not better than that year.
But they weren't not early in the season. It was one of those come in late.
I
kinda-
think they.
I
started
think they didn't
pretty
start
early
till
that
like
season,
week
but
4, somewhere around in there.
maybe.
They started gelling and doing, whatever. And this offense, they're starting to understand because you would see some of these guys run routes and then stop short, but some of them would continue to run, which is Patrick's whole MO. Don't stop moving. Just find a way to get open. I'm good back here. I'll get you the ball. And some of these young guys are like, this is the route. So you run it and you stop. And Patrick's all like, come on, dude. So I think with Travis being there and they can see that he's forever moving and moving around, that they're starting to get the plan.
Mhm.
And it's week 3.
I mean, I think this game was needed. Like I said last week, this was going to be a confidence week for them. I think it was a week for a young guy to step up. Was that not Rashee Rice?
And I hear what you're saying, but I don't think it was a confidence game. I think it was more of
game to
a
get back on track.
game that we
That's
wish
what
we
I'm
could have played
saying.
in the preseason, where you can actually play your players and see what they're capable of and move them around and actually let them
Only
get
problem
hit.
is the Chiefs wouldn't have played their starters like they did.
No, but you remember, when's the last time the Chiefs had an opposing team come in during training camp and play them in a scrimmage?
it's been
Lord.
It's been a
Marty
long time.
Schottenheimer
Yeah.
when they had what did they have the Raiders?
And-
No, that's back when they were in that it with the Packers because they were in
River Falls.
River
Falls.
Falls. Yes.
Yeah. So and I think that is desperately needed in some of these camps because it gives them a chance to see what they're doing against an opposing team and not your own players. So there's a little more, even though they're not supposed to hit for real, they will because I'm playing the opponent.
I don't remember the last time the Chiefs broke. Well, maybe it was the 2019 year when the Chiefs broke top 10 defenses because they're top 10 now.
Yeah.
Well, and that was going to be my next question. Was that year? But that year again, they didn't get started until week.
See what I'm
18.
saying? And here we are, week 3 with this defense. So I think these next few games will be a breeze. And especially, I mean, we got the Jets coming up.
I mean, well, you got look,
We
Zach
got the
Wilson, the
Jets coming
quarterback. I know we had this conversation before we came on the air, but yeah, if he's a starting quarterback, Chiefs should be able to just dial off on them because they don't have a good offensive line. So like Chris Jones and Noddy and all them, they should be able to eat Sunday.
Yeah, so we're in New York, and then we're in Minnesota, then we're back home for 2, and then we're off to Denver, and then off to Germany.
Are you guys worried about playing on the Jets turf?
No.
No, I get why, but
Yeah, but no. Yeah. So let's talk about some of these games yesterday were hard to watch. I was watching paint dry. It was, but some of these games are absolutely good. So the Baltimore Ravens game, the fact that they lost that game to the Indianapolis Colts, is telling me a little bit more about this Ravens team, because a lot of people are like, okay, this is the year that Lamar pulls it together. They go in the postseason. They play in the conference. I don't.
They had a lot of injuries. Though,
I was going to say their injury list was pretty
Still a
tough.
chance to win it though.
Their injury list was a whole side of the ball. Like I think it was like 11, 12 players.
That's true. It looked like a basketball roster, but but still, you had a chance to win the ball game.
Dude, we had no offensive line and made it to the Super Bowl at one point.
That is true.
Yeah, because you
had to win games to do that.
Hold on, I tell you who else looked bad though.
I mean,
Jacksonville.
I was going to bring up Jacksonville, who was, the boy wonder.
No, I mean, I give you not having an offensive line, but you also had a Tyreek Hill that year too. So
the Bills look good yesterday, though.
Yeah, you pulling out stuff there, player, but I get it. We're talking the Cleveland game.
I was gonna say, Cleveland looked good.
Yeah,
Deshaun Watson looked like he should be looking, but that defense, though, man, I've been telling everybody that defense with Jim Schwartz as the DC, he's got Myles Garrett and them playing out of their mind.
And again, I give it up to these Detroit Lions. These are not your grandma's Detroit Lions.
Better defense, Browns, Chiefs,
Browns.
Of course, the Browns. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I mean, Chiefs got a great defense, but I'm saying, but right now,
but you also see why they jumped off the porch to get Deshaun the way they did too.
That Green Bay New Orleans game made me want to pull out the hair that I don't have. That was like, why is that on TV in this market?
Yeah.
What is happening here?
And then, but with Derek Carr going down, Green Bay in the fourth quarter scored 18 points to win.
And they came back. They had
I thought it was Derek.
Yeah, but at first I'm like,
I mean, Derek Carr going out did slow their offense up a whole lot because I'm not sure they even scored. I don't even know if they moved the ball after he went out.
They really did. But also, the game last night. I mean, the Raiders are the Raiders, but that was still
Garoppolo is out with a concussion now.
Yeah, I know they tested him for
Yeah, he's concussed.
The young kid for the Colts is out. Anthony Richardson had a concussion too. I hate to see that for him.
Let's go to Tempe for a minute.
Carolina's quarterback was out too.
Bryce Young.
Bryce Young. Yeah.
But you got to give it up to C.J. Stroud, Texas quarterback.
Absolutely.
Which goes to makes you wonder. I'm sorry, I know you're going to say that, but the Jaguars. Look, a lot of people thought the last week's game against the Chiefs. Look, they got Kelsey back, they got Chris Jones, blah blah blah. Defense kept them out the end zone, thinking, okay, this is a bounce back game. And then Houston comes in. Rookie quarterback and mollywop.
I said this toward the end of last season, and I think I mentioned it in the first show of this year. They have got to stop anointing these quarterbacks before they have proven anything.
That is so true.
I don't think they really anointed.
Trevor Lawrence,
not as bad as they did Justin Herbert, not as bad as they did Josh
Allen and Joe Burrow.
Yeah, I mean Trevor Lawrence. Granted, he has been playing pretty well, but they never really anointed him as.
Only Nick Wright does that. As it relates
there was definitely some rumbling about Trevor Lawrence. If he's able to stand up against this Patrick Mahomes and Patrick Mahomes team like this, then he's going to be good. These guys are going to No, he played a game or two that was really, really good, and they ignored this Detroit Lions team because there was no super standout on this squad. But you're talking about a team who won 8 of their last 10 games, closing out the season, and they're off to a strong start this season.
Yep.
And again, this is not your grandma's Detroit Lions. These guys are serious, and I think that's going to be the sleeper team, the team that we need to watch out for as we get closer into this, deeper into this season, looking at postseason play, those Detroit Lions. But now I want to go to Tempe.
At least we want to face one.
And I mean, with them, it just doesn't need to come down to. I mean, it could come down to quarterback play, but I'm not always confident in Jared Goff, and especially how the Rams like.
But you always say you put the right tools around somebody.
No, easily.
Yeah. It could happen.
You could definitely do it there. And I mean, the Vikings have somewhat done it with Kirk Cousins, but I mean, he's still going to be Kirk Cousins. So,
I mean, you pay a tight end $17 million, he can't catch a pass. That's a problem.
So
Vikings can't catch a break though.
Do we want to talk about your Cowboys? And
I was trying to avoid it before you see him.
And
he's clicking frantically all around it.
Look, it's like
look at the stats.
Did you see that right down south game? That was
he said let's go to Tempe about 4 minutes ago, and you went you diverted that plan.
Like, hey, have you had the fries here at Chicken and Pepper?
Yeah, you like Chris Crispy with the New Jersey freeways. The way you misdirected that. Come on now.
Oh, the bridge.
Yeah, man.
Hey, see, I had your back, but I was trying. I was trying to, man.
We're all knotted up at 3 in Tampa Bay right now. Wow. You guys on
So, I never. Here's the thing about this Cowboys game. Let's go to that real quick, since y'all
please.
elephant in the room or
Please.
whatever.
Well, and so my
Steve in
question
the room.
is, because I saw that Josh Dobbs did good, like, leading his team to a win.
189 yards passing. That ain't really spectacular.
I mean,
Hold on.
he still led his
memo that
team.
they were supposed to be tanking?
But my question is that more indicative of the injury that they had, or do you think they just had their number?
I think they just played bad. I mean,
Dak Prescott had 249 yards, a touchdown, and an interception.
Yeah.
Dobbs had 189 yards and 1 touchdown, no interception.
yeah. I just think they just played bad, man. Like,
No, what it was Arizona ran the ball down their throat.
And that's exactly what I'm looking at, because
Yep.
they had 3 rushers with at least 50
yards. 1 at 54.
It's
Rondale Moore had 54.
55,
Dobbs had 55.
and then James Conner had 98.
Yeah.
And each of them, Connor had 98 yards, but he averaged 7 a carry. Dobbs averaged 9 a carry. And then Rondale Moore had 3 carries, but still 18
yards.
Like,
oh man, yeah. The Cowboys just play bad, man. It's just, sometimes I never said that they were going to go undefeated.
I know, but the Cowboys do cowboy things, and to do cowboy things against the Arizona Cardinals.
but can you chalk this up to injury though? Because I don't.
Nah, they're 2-1. Still early.
Okay,
Chiefs 2-1 too.
we are.
Yeah. Okay. So I don't want y'all to feel like, oh, this is going to be the Cowboys' downfall. This one loss right here. Like,
well, I'm not saying that, because I think the injury is a lot more significant in throwing this team off, and especially against of course they prepared for Dobbs coming into this week, but
and
what?
When the Cowboys get exposed,
I was going to go there.
You wasn't going to go there.
No.
Now you want to go there? Yeah, I was going to go there.
Dak Prescott gets exposed.
I don't know if that's exposure though.
No, but here's the thing: when the chips matter, again, you can see it on Dak's face when you know that he has to come down and try to win a ball game. His face gets to sweating and stuff, and the eyes get to getting glossy and everything, and his hands get sweaty to where he throw the football all over the place. And what happens? Shady McCoy gets in his head.
Yeah,
He gets in his head and he throws that interception.
Yeah, because he threw the interception late too.
You go. Pass collection.
What is going on right
Pass collection plate. You know what I'm saying? In Jerry's name.
now? Oh my goodness! See how to turn your way. Like I'm just like that end of the table. I just can't give him.
It is
You've been avoiding this conversation
because the Cowboys lost to the Arizona Cardinals 28-16 yesterday. Shady. Just gonna put that out there.
Yeah.
We're gonna take our last break, and when we come back, we're gonna look to this Chiefs-Jets matchup in New York. And we'll talk about that, and we'll talk about an unexpected visit of one of the teams in the Kansas City area this morning. We'll be back in moments. We're live from Chicken and Pickle in the Northland. It's the Red Hour. Chicken and Pickle, North Kansas City on North Burlington. It is season 5 of the Red Hour. Nephew.
Yes, sir.
Shady! So before we get into this coming game this week, we had an unexpected visit by one of our rivals in this conference this morning.
Yeah.
I saw breaking news and the Steelers something. I'm like, what happened?
Yeah.
So they were on their way. They were on their way back from Vegas, and there was some kind of oil failure or something with the plane, and they had to land at KCI. So they were stranded here for a few hours while they waited for a new plane to come and get them to take them back to Pittsburgh. So maybe they were able to get some good barbecue in to celebrate their victory yesterday.
Or at least hang out at the soiree while they were out there.
Or that, some good soiree. But yeah, so
What?
I thought that was because of soiree.
Yeah.
Or are you watching highlights from that Cowboys Cardinals game?
The Eagles just scored a touchdown.
Shady! So coming up this week, we have the Jets. And if there is a more uncertain team in the NFL right now, I don't know who it is. Let's talk about these New York Jets. Game 1, all the hype all off season with the signing of the legend. He goes down in 4 plays, and now it's struggle bus city for the Jets, which is not new for the New York Jets fan base, but they were expecting so much more. And do you think that it's just completely all downhill from here now? It's just over with?
Zach Wilson's
I don't think so.
Nah.
Let's not forget their defense.
Yeah.
As long as Zach Wilson is the quarterback, it's downhill.
I mean, well, let's not forget the defense because that defense is going to keep them.
To go downhill.
No, that defense is going to keep them in a lot of ball games.
Did you just see the game yesterday?
I did not.
Did you see the game?
I mean,
the Cowboys.
The game yesterday.
It's Cowboys,
was
man. They ain't supposed to lose that.
An off day, but
Okay.
but do any of you two have a leg on your parlay that Sauce Gardner gets an interception this game?
Nope.
With the sauce.
Okay.
Because one, they wouldn't allow us to parlay that, but you know.
Oh, is that not a
anyway.
prop bet or something?
It's a
over,
prop
like
bet,
be like
but it
over
wouldn't-
one interception.
but you wouldn't be able to
like interceptions. Sauce Gardner.
individual bet.
Oh,
but-
gotcha.
But I will say to the point about the defense, though, this is going to be the Chiefs' toughest test defensively that they're going to face thus far. So
Oh, will it be?
I mean, where do y'all think they'll face the toughness from? Is it the front seven or the secondary?
I think secondary. I think it's.
I mean, there's a reason why Quentin Williams got that money. So I mean,
Of course.
so.
Of course, we're going to see. We talked about the problems with Juwan Taylor, right? We're going to see him have to, especially because
Chris Collier calling the game again. So yeah,
if Juwan, and I haven't been watching Quentin Williams that closely, but like if they allow him to do what Chris Jones is able to do, which is move up and down the line, find somebody to beat, then I think that's what's going to happen.
Do you think this defense is capable of taking down the Kansas City Chiefs?
Yes.
Really?
Yeah, I do. Their defense is pretty good. I like them.
But do they have the offense to keep up with our offense to even put them in the game?
That's
That
going
part
to be
is
the key.
No, that part is a no.
And
But
this
if they
is
slow
a
the
Sunday
game
night
down,
football
though,
game.
if they try to slow the game down, no, that's the only way.
Here's what
Do they
Here's what
have?
hold on. Here's what they have to do, but they won't do it. They have to commit to running the football. They won't do
Yeah.
what we saw. If they were to commit to running the football
Slow the game down.
to keep Zach Wilson out of harm's way and doing Zach Wilson stuff, they would have a chance to not only keep Patrick and them on the sidelines, but at least allowing that defense controlling the clock. That would be their best chance of trying to beat the
And
Chiefs.
we
And I
only had
mean-
one team that was successful at that last year.
And it looks like they didn't. I mean, they ran the ball about 22 times,
But that wasn't enough though.
and that's what I'm saying. I think you're right in the fact of saying like, yeah, they have to keep it on the ground. I think you have to run the ball about 40 times. But
That's what you really have to do.
But can you keep that pace again with this team? Because you're not.
But the problem is with that is that their offensive line is not really built for
And
that
so that was my question. Like how do they?
You got to try, man. I mean, because that's the only way you. I mean, Bill Belichick did that to knock off Josh Allen and the Bills a couple years ago. Bad weather, they ran the ball damn near 50 times.
Well, I mean, they did pretty much the same yesterday. I mean, Ezekiel Elliott had 16 carries. Stevenson had 19. They ran the ball 40 times. Mac Jones, 200 yards passing on 30 attempts.
But you know why they did that? They control the clock, and then when it comes time for Zach Wilson to try to beat you, he's got to throw the football.
Yeah, and I mean, 4 yards.
That was my whole thing. I mean, I'm sure you might be able to
sacks.
slow the game down a little bit, but you're still facing an offense that can make it happen.
17.
And this could possibly be a Jets team that's going to have to try to make people play ugly football games.
And that I
mean-
mean, so again, running the ball, I think they're going to have to. I mean, Dalvin Cook, I would guess that between Dalvin Cook and Breece Hall, that you can get some kind of movement, some kind of ball control, some kind of like control of the game early. But I don't think they're trying to do that at home.
And you know what the Jets don't
But
have?
The problem is that offense Nathaniel Hackett. One, he wasn't a good coach, and he was only a good coordinator because you had Aaron Rodgers. You can see from these last two games that he can't do anything with Zach Wilson. I mean, at the end of the day, Zach Wilson is what he is, and if you're not going to change out the quarterback, you're stuck with that. I mean, and the result's going to be the same.
But you know what the Jets don't
football.
have? Shady! I think it's, and again, we looked at the schedule and we saw what's coming up. And I think this is just going to be another one of those blockbuster games for the Chiefs.
The Jets can
It
come out there
could
and
be.
surprise us. And I'm not saying they're going to come out there and win, but I'm saying they can come out there and surprise and play extremely well on Sunday Night Football in New York. And you know people gonna be there.
Here's the thing.
Will they show up now?
Here's the thing. I don't think it's gonna be a thing of the Jets playing well. I think if anything, the Chiefs playing down to the competition,
Yeah.
playing
Now,
bad.
it depends on how they show up.
And that's the reason that,
And keep
that
Taylor Swift out.
What I was gonna say is, Chiefs could be all Taylor Swift out.
Yeah, no more distractions.
no, the difference between the Detroit Lions and the Jacksonville Jaguars was that they were able to, when the Chiefs made, when they turned the ball over, they were able to come through and score. So if the Jets is able to do that and Juwan Taylor's out there,
have they been able?
costing touchdowns and things?
Because again, this Chiefs defense is no slouch right now. It's one of the better defenses in the league. So slowing down an already struggling New York Jets offense is not going to be a hard task for the Kansas City Chiefs, even on Sunday Night Football in New York City.
Yeah, there's gonna be some people at that game too. They gonna,
So
it's any given Sunday.
Any given Sunday. But again, this team, what can you say about that? They've been the most consistent team in football for quite a while now. And they've had to make adjustments, and we have new players and rookies coming in and people holding out, and they still find a way to make it happen.
Y'all know what the interesting thing is? We talked a lot about the Chiefs defense, is the fact that even though they went out there and won the Super Bowl last year, they still talk about they have something to prove.
Well, I mean,
a lot of those guys are like, man, we got something to prove. They're playing with a chip on their shoulder, and I think that's huge. They're not being complacent.
Well, I mean, you have that because, I mean, again, look at your offense. Like, there's no clear, like, head and shoulders guy
and even,
after Travis.
Even though they'll sit there and say that we're one trick pony, it's either going to, at one point it was Tyreek Hill. If it's not going to Tyreek Hill, it's going to Travis Kelce. It's not going to Travis Kelce. But we proved in the Super Bowl that it's not. And he has used over 10 different receivers in every game that they played this season. We lost one, showed out yesterday.
Yep.
And one last week.
And all three running backs scored. It was night and day with the run yesterday. And I told Darren this.
And because we were like, where's the run game? And then yesterday, bam.
All three running backs scored.
You want to see him? Here we go. So again, this offense.
I don't think you get that a lot, though, especially going later into the season. I think you get a lot.
I think you get it as necessary.
They have to, because they've already shown that they aren't doing well against the zone. And if you don't run the ball, they can just sit back and wait on you to throw the ball.
And I think it was a thing of them having to prove to themselves that these running backs could actually get the job done. So using that team, the Bears team yesterday, to get it done, I think is kind of what Dolphins should have did. Put them in there and let them practice now.
But your play caller is Andy Reid.
What's wrong with that?
What you mean? What's wrong with that?
I'm just saying, Andy Reid's a
Are you still bitter because he didn't get you a championship for that?
Genius.
No.
Is that what this is about?
Okay, we were on the subject of running. We were on the subject of running the ball more.
I'm just
and I
asking a
had to
question.
remind y'all a guy that his career play calling is 70-30 pass.
Yeah, of course.
And y'all are talking about hopefully we run the ball more.
He doesn't have a choice.
People
He-
change.
He sees that they struggle
People
in a
change,
zone.
Q.
Hold up, but we just moved up all this money for Patrick Mahomes to then turn him around and throw the ball 15 times
We
a game.
moved all
Come
that
on
money
now.
up for Patrick Mahomes to win another championship, come hell or high water, however, by any means necessary. So if we
Okay.
got to run the ball
Y'all
occasionally, we're
y'all
going to
don't
run the
believe
ball.
that.
We did it
They
yesterday.
have to. They have to.
We did it yesterday.
They did it yesterday in a blowout
What was it?
game.
Was it week 1 or week 2 where we saw what? 5 runs?
And I think I think one of Jarek's the scoring one from Jarek was a pass.
A pass. Yes.
Right? It was a pass. So it was a running back.
So
it was
I-
the running back though. Like
Yeah.
they get
But
the
y'all-
running backs involved.
We were
I guess
talking
that we could
about-
get get the running backs involved.
Okay, that sounds a lot better.
Yeah,
Because
get
y'all were
get
like,
the running
we're,
backs involved. Is that-
we're
is
going to
that
run
better?
the ball more.
Is that- like, get the running
Like,
backs involved.
okay.
For the Chiefs, 30 runs a game is running the ball more.
No, yeah, I agree with that. But again, in a blowout game, and you don't want to overwork Patrick early in the season, meaningless game. Yes, we're going to run the ball a little bit more because we already up 3 scores.
So can I ask you a question?
Mhm.
Somewhere in your heart, are you just a little bit salty that he came here and won championships for us and didn't do it for you in Philadelphia?
I don't get stuck on people like that. Not
But
on
you get stuck
not
on the
on
fact that we
players
don't
and
run the ball?
coaches.
I think it made a little bit.
I was
Listen,
saying that's indicative of your coach.
Nah, it
yeah.
made it-
two
hold on,
other
wait,
words
wait,
today.
wait.
Indicative,
I think it
got
made it
you.
a little bit easier on Q because they have won the Super Bowl this past decade. Like I think that made it a little bit easier. Had they not have won, then it would be like, oh man, Andy Reid.
Oh, cheeseburger eating.
This is called projection. Because we
You know what?
Hold on,
we
hold on.
talked
Shout out
about
to you.
I was gonna say that's
but-
fine. I was not.
Shout out to you for seeing your therapist
Hey.
and giving you all these words while you work through your issues. I love it.
This is projection because we've talked about Tyreek Hill now for about what is this now? 36 weeks of
Don't y'all
3
dare say the
seasons?
black men don't use therapy because Q's therapist is working overtime on him, and I love it.
I haven't seen my therapist in it's almost a year now. But
Well, that's
yeah,
counterproductive
so
and not
Is
indicative
it?
of what we were having a
Is
conversation
it?
about. No, it is time to make those picks, people. The Chiefs
Definitely.
are heading to New York to play a struggling Jets offense with a pretty good defense. All right, cousin. Where's your money going this weekend?
Go to New York for starters. I got the Chiefs winning 27-6.
27-6.
Yeah.
What kind of score is that?
Chiefs scoring 3 touchdowns, kicking 2 field goals.
Hold up, Dak Prescott. We'll get you in just a second. You'll get your turn.
Exactly. Mr. 15, 13. The Chiefs over the Bears.
Right.
You
So
said 15-13.
Yeah, that's probably what you probably going to suggest.
What? No, I never said that.
come on. All right. What nephew? What are we looking like?
I got 31-14. Chiefs.
Hold on. So how they going to score 8 touchdowns?
What? I
Well,
mean,
look.
they're going to score. I don't sit up here and say I don't think there's going to be another shutout. I think it'll be 31-14.
Who said? Hold on. I didn't say shut. I
He
said
said
6 points.
6 points, field goals, right?
Yeah.
2 field goals.
Yeah, but you giving
Or
Zach
a touchdown
can't
and
score.
no extra point.
Hold on. Are you giving
We're talking
Zach
about the
Wilson?
Jets.
Are you giving Zach Wilson 2 touchdown passes, or are you giving it to Brees Hall on the ground?
No, why I can't give it to a defender?
Shady.
Why I can't give him a pick 6 or something or fumble return? What?
I'm gonna mention that.
Where
to
was this
Patrick.
energy? Where was this energy in Tempe?
Steve, hey, Patrick, Steve thinks you're gonna throw a pick 6 Sunday night.
Tell him.
What are your
Well,
thoughts
and,
about
and-
that?
and it looks like he's good for one every now and then. So
Yeah.
it could happen.
Yeah, if the
4.
receivers just pop the ball up in the
Yeah,
air.
see,
There's a lot
it
of
ain't got to
that
be on
too.
Patrick. So that's what I'm saying. So 31-14.
All right, Dr. Q.
I like that score because
Thank
you.
I think they score somewhere around 15 to 18 points.
Who?
The Jets.
The Jets, but I think it all comes from
Oh,
like
sweet Jesus.
field goals and things. Like I don't know if they
How
score.
often do you think we're gonna
I
let
think-
them get down close enough to kick?
I think the only time they get a touchdown this game is like Steve said on the turnover. It's either going to be on a fumble or an interception return. But yeah, the Chiefs come close to putting up 40 on.
I say the only way the Jets
Uh,
score 18 points is if somebody's playing Madden later,
Thank
and
you.
that's
I
what they pull off. I don't see them. Maybe 10 at the most.
I mean, I'm giving them 50. I say it'll probably be like a 35-15 game, but I think they get at least 15.
Well, folks, you heard it here. The Jets are still going to lose, but some people are more optimistic about this Jets offense than the rest of the
Oh
world.
no, it's not the offense. I think they get some success running the ball, but it'll probably get hindered once it comes to third down and
27.
It's up to
Third
Zach
27.
Wilson.
My goodness.
All right, we are out of here, people, but you're more than welcome to come down and watch some Monday Night Football. Both games are on right now. The Philadelphia Eagles and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and then the Rams taking on the Cincinnati Bengals.
Who's winning that first game?
10-3.
It's 10-3 right now, so I don't know.
You see how he tried to slide that in? Who's winning that first game?
It's not on any of the TV.
It is over there. Well, they just split screened it over there.
Okay.
But that's the TV that it's on over there. So I don't know. I think this might be a good game.
Yeah, a little aggression in his voice.
Yeah,
They ain't showed on the TV.
His team is on.
I got you.
Folks, that is going to do it for
man.
us. We will be back next week right here at Chicken and Pickle in the Northland. Don't forget to follow them on Facebook at Chicken and Pickle North Kansas City. Also, make sure you like and follow the Red Hour on Facebook and on YouTube. We'll be back next week talking about another Chiefs victory over the New York Jets.
It's plastic, by the way.
Oh, USC taking on Colorado. You know, Caleb Williams, Heisman Trophy going up against Shedeur Sanders. I just quick thoughts on that.
I think we have
2 weeks in a row that the Buffaloes go Buffalo now.
Yeah. if they don't get that O line and D line right.
Pull up in your Rolls Royce on that one, player. All right, we are out of here, folks. That is going to do it for the Red Hour. Steve and Darren and DJ Q and myself. Y'all be safe. Have a good weekend. We'll see y'all right here at Chicken and Pickle. It's the Red Hour. Bye.
The views and opinions expressed in the W Radio Show by the host, co-host, guests, and call-in listeners are solely the opinions and responsibility of the original source who expressed them. They do not represent the opinions of the W Show, 100.1 FM, One Kansas City Radio, Sideline Sports Talk, Team Wall Street Foundation, or affiliates.